Welcome, everyone. We're going to be talking about meditation today, and we're going to do meditation together a bit later on in this session. I'm Nadine Aboulmagd. I'm the program manager here at Equity Unbound and MyFest. Just a quick reminder of our community agreements. I know you have seen this before, but a quick reminder that you're welcome here, regardless of your race, ethnicity, gender, identity, sexual orientation, ability, or disability. You're all welcome here in this space. Please make space for others when we're talking or when we're sharing and speaking our minds. And please only critique ideas, not people, and assume everyone's positive intentions. I want to share that this session is being recorded. So if you'd like to remain anonymous, feel free to close your video and rename yourself. To remain that way. In order to do that, you just go to your name in the participants list and hover over it. And there's an option when you click the button to click on rename and type in whatever you like. This is a very quick intro about me. In the context of meditation, I actually started my meditation practice about 16, 17 years ago, and I try as best I can to have a daily practice. It's not always as consistent or for as long as I can, but when I have time and I'm able to, I try to be gentle with myself and not act or treat it harshly. So I started doing transcendental meditation in the beginning, which I'll talk about, and then I quickly transferred over to mindfulness meditation. And since 2016, I've been mainly doing Vipassana meditation because I took this course, and that's the meditation practice, which I will also talk about. That's a meditation practice that I usually do and prefer. And I'm not a certified meditation teacher. I just facilitate these sessions for friends and family and MyFest. And I have some recorded meditations as well that I share with people. I am working on my certification. It's not finished yet, but hopefully soon. Yeah, and this is, we'll talk first intellectually a little bit about meditation, and then we will meditate together. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about the types of meditation there are, some of them at least, and some of the benefits of meditation. And we'll talk a little bit about tips and tricks for establishing a daily practice, if that's what you feel like you'd like to do. And after that, we will have a very quick reflection on how you prefer to have a meditation practice. And finally, we're going to do a guided gratitude meditation that I will guide. Before we get started, I'd like to ask, how are you feeling in this moment? Take a breath, take a moment and check in with yourself and tell me. You can come off mute or you can share in the chat. This is the feelings wheel. So you can go as general, which is the core here, and move a little bit outward to be as specific as you'd like to be. I like this feelings wheel because it has all of the feelings and a lot of the spectrum of the feelings, and it's helpful to pinpoint how we feel. So you can go ahead and take a look at that. The source is also in the bottom, at the bottom. You can click it as well. I can start. I'm feeling peaceful. I'm feeling loving kindness, and I'm thankful and grateful in this moment. Also, a little bit, I have a little bit of anxiousness because I have a lot of things to do and lots of errands and just lots of things on my mind that needs to get done this week. So I'm having this kind of overwhelmed feeling as well about those things. Eva's saying, curious, a bit tired and content to be here. That's great. Thank you so much, Eva. Shahinez, would you like to share?
Yeah, I'm I feel myself because I'm in a vacation. I'm little bit happy about it,
That's
and
lovely.
yeah, and I have my niece. She's coming, and I she is with a friend, and she's coming back to me. And because these children, she's around 14 years old, and they are preferring friends. But she's going to come to me now.
That's
She
so
will
nice.
leave her friend and come. Mhm.
It's very exciting. I hope you enjoy your time together.
Inshallah. Thank
Thank
you.
you for sharing. Okay, so I'd like to also ask you if you meditate or you have any type of meditation practice. It doesn't have to be a sitting, formal kind of meditation practice, but if there's anything that you do in the area of meditation, I'd like to hear from you as well.
Mm.
You can also come off mute and share if you like. You don't have to write in the chat.
Mm, I have not so much experience in the field of meditation, but I do some breath works with my students, for example. I like it very much to, yeah, to exercise breath work. So perhaps it's a bit like meditation, but I'm
Yeah.
really curious about it, what we will do today.
What kind of breath work do you do? Is it box breathing, like in
For
for 4
example,
hours
yes, these
before?
techniques for if you feel under pressure or if you are afraid of an exam or something like that, to to be more relaxed and to be more focused, stuff like
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
I like that. Could be a form of meditation as well if you combine it with the
Of course.
self-awareness, of course, that you're experiencing in those moments. That's lovely. Shahinez, would you like to share? Do you have a meditation practice or any type of meditation that you do? Not necessarily on a daily basis.
I usually make some gymnastics. I don't know whether this is applies or not.
It depends if you're doing it in a way where you're being self-aware with your movements and you're taking a moment to check in with yourself and you have the body awareness, that could also count because there's also lots of meditations that are movement based.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually there are a couple of misconceptions about meditation. A lot of people say, oh, I can't really sit and think of nothing. And my brain doesn't work like that, so I can't. Actually, meditation is not about thinking of nothing. Meditation is all about being self-aware and being focused on the present moment. And that could come in many, many, many forms. So we're going to talk about these types, but there is really no right or wrong way to meditate. It really depends on how you feel and what you prefer and what speaks to you. But essentially, again, it has to do with the present moment and your self-awareness. A lot of people are saying, oh, I fail at meditation because I can't stop thinking. The whole point is actually not to stop thinking. We can't stop thinking. Our brains are not made that way. So we don't really stop thinking. And that's not really the point. The point is to work with our brain as well, and to feel calm in these moments. And I need to overcome my wandering thoughts. Actually, with meditation, the whole point is to observe our wandering thoughts rather than overcome them. And when people say meditation needs to happen in solitude, it's actually also not true. Lots of meditation happens in groups. A lot of it actually happens maybe if you're outside and you take even 1 or 2 moments to be mindful and pay attention to the present moment, then you can just be out and about with everyone and at any point, and you have a couple of moments of meditation, and that's also perfectly fine. It can also be outdoors. Granted, outdoor meditation has a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of sounds, there's a lot of things happening, versus indoor meditation, which could be a bit silent, but it doesn't really need to be that way. And people who say, I don't have enough time to meditate, I can understand that. But again, meditation comes in so many forms that can be done during the day, in different moments of the day, different hours of the day, and just for a few minutes even. Again, it's all about a moment of self-awareness and intentionally focusing on the present moment, regardless of what type that comes into. So these are some types, but there's many others, and there's some types that come under other types. But we have like mindfulness meditation. Another name for it is awareness. Another name is vipassana meditation or breath meditation. And it's all about being aware of the present moment, aware of your breath, of your body, of everything that's going on within you, inside you, in the present moment without judgment. And it's all about observing what we're going through right now. There's also spiritual meditation, and that's kind of related to any religion or any faith. A lot of times it contains a mantra, something that keeps being repeated. Maybe it's from scripture or religious writings, but it's again a way to establish a connection with a higher power, if that is something that speaks to you. A third type is movement meditation, and that's what I was also talking about a little bit earlier. This could be walking, but you can be very self-aware when you're walking, like you're actually feeling your foot touch the ground, you're feeling your body move, your arms, swaying next to you. You're feeling the wind on your face, or you're smelling whatever is around you. This is a form of meditation as well. This could also include gardening. And if you've seen people around in any of these parks doing these Tai Chi movements, Tai Chi is actually a very common form of movement meditation, and it's a Chinese or Asian practice where they do these movements and stretches and move in a very intentional, very focused way. And this is also a type of movement meditation. And as well, gentle yoga. If you do any kind of very gentle yoga, and I'm not talking about like the active or fast ones, but you're gentle and you're calm and you're doing a focused movement and you're focusing on your breath, that also counts as movement meditation. There's a few others. There's mantra meditation. Again, that's like a repeated sound to clear the mind. A lot of people are using a certain word. Sometimes it's with one phrase that you keep repeating over and over and over again. Sometimes it's a sound. You're very focused and you're paying attention to a very specific sound. And the most common one is the Om, like this very long Om meditation, where you keep repeating that over and over again, and you take some time to feel the vibration of the word in your body. Eva's saying, I love gardening. It's great that you describe it as meditation. Yeah, exactly. So you can relate working with the soil, you feel it in your hands. The whole point though, yes, you might actually finish gardening and feeling like you are calm and at ease, but you don't know why. It's because you've taken a moment to shut everything else out, and you're really engaging with the soil. I also feel like when I'm scuba diving, for example, yes, it's an activity. Yes, I'm moving. Yes, I'm doing a lot of these things, but it's for maybe 40 minutes or so. You're just focused on watching what's around you. You're kind of letting go, you're relaxing. And you're really using your senses, right? You're experiencing this in the moment, and that's also beautiful. Body scan is another way to meditate, and it's one of my favorites actually, because it's immediate reduction of tension in the body. Another way of calling it is called progressive relaxation. You might have heard of it as that term. And it just basically is going through and doing a scan consciously and in your mind, going through all of your body from top to bottom and going through every part of your body as well. And it really is a good way to promote relaxation. There's loving kindness meditation, which strengthens these feelings of compassion. So the meditation practice itself is all about sending love and acceptance and kindness towards yourself, towards a loved one, towards others, acquaintances, and eventually every one around us and all of the living beings and the world and nature and everything around us. So it's always about sending well wishes to yourself and to others. I love also loving kindness meditation, and a lot of people do it when they are feeling angry or that they are upset with someone. It's actually a very nice way to calm down, is to send loving kindness as well. And these are the last three that I'm going to talk about. There's visualization meditation, and you might have heard of this a lot. It's all about imagining things like visualizing positive scenes, visualizing yourself in your happy place, or think of yourself in your happy place, whether it's a meadow or a beach or under the stars or in a campsite somewhere in front of the fire. All of these kinds of scenes, you can imagine yourself in them. But the point of visualization meditation is that you go through the feelings and the senses vividly. Like you try to even imagine not just what you're seeing, but what do you hear when you're in that space? What do you smell? What are the smells that are coming up? How do you, like, are you lying down on a bed or sitting on a chair, or are you on the floor on the sand? So it's a lot of it has to do with really vividly imagining this, and therefore you experience this meditation in that way. So again, that's not thinking of nothing, really. That's an actual imagination exercise. So this is a complete misconception about meditation. Transcendental meditation, it's called TM. A lot of people refer to it with the initials. Excuse me. And it involves using a mantra as well, like a repetitive phrase or a word. But transcendental meditation has to be done in an organized setting with a meditation teacher. And the meditation teacher is the one who assigns you your unique mantra or your unique phrase. So it's a very organized way of doing meditation, which I personally don't like because I feel like it's not very accessible. If meditation needs to be something that anybody can do anytime, not like at a specific time and place. So this is why I kind of turned a little bit away from TM when I started, and I appreciate like individual mindfulness meditation a little bit more now. And finally, there's the focused meditation, which is focusing on a specific object or thought or sensation to reach this deeper sense of awareness for an extended period of time. Looking at the fire, watching the fire, so you're focused on fire. You're watching a candle, like very focused on the candle light, or looking at the moon for an extended period of time. A lot of people do this moon gazing and full moon ceremonies and so on, and it does involve looking at the moon for a long time. And these are the kinds of things that are considered as focused meditation. Lots of times I actually like to do that when I'm outdoors and in a park. I like to actually watch trees and look at each leaf and how it's moving with the wind and hear the wind. And this is very also focused meditation, to look at one object and to find this sense of calmness within you because you're focused on one thing. So these are the types that we're going to talk about, today. We will do actually a combination of them later on. I will share in a bit. And these are some of the benefits of meditation. I don't want to get into the science too much about it, but please feel free to read all about that online. There's so many studies and proper empirical scientific research that proves all of this. When we're meditating, when we're having this daily practice, actually one of the things that I personally learned, regardless of all of these things, right? When you're sitting and meditating often or every day, and you're going through these feelings of checking in with yourself, and you're mentally noting what's going on with you, how does my body feel in that moment? What are my feelings like? Just observing it in a non-judgmental way. It's not that this magically makes you a happier, nicer, calmer person or anything, right? It's not like a magic pill. It's that when you've been doing it for enough time, it rewires your brain in a way that when things do come up during the day, when you're not meditating at all, when something that would usually stress you out or usually make you feel very angry, you immediately think, okay, how does my body feel right now? You take a moment to reflect on what's going on with you in that time, in that present moment. It's not that it works in a very direct way in that sense, or does it make you completely calmer? Of course, you have all of the emotions and you get angry and you get upset and you get stressed and so on. But because you're already used to thinking about those things and thinking about yourself and being aware of your emotions and observing and accepting yourself and accepting your emotions in a non-judgmental way, it helps you also check in with yourself during the day. It helps you feel, okay, how am I breathing right now? Is my breathing shallow? Am I breathing fast? Am I clenching my fists? Am I doing this with my eyes and I'm squinting my eyes, so it's making my face feel a bit tired and stressed out? How does my body feel when I'm very upset right now? Am I in my shoulders? Am I like, do I have tight shoulders? Am I clenching my body in a way that's making me feel like this? And then it helps you kind of take a second to relax your muscles and relax yourself. Lots of times when we don't meditate and we don't practice this kind of mental muscle of being self-aware of our bodies and our emotions and our thoughts and ourselves. And this is where the benefits are coming from, right? It's not like, drink water, you'll be more hydrated. It's not really like that. It's not that physical in that way. But it comes when you do it often enough. And lots of people are saying it helps also with stress management. So you're able to reduce your stress to some degree and manage your stress a little bit better. Even with thoughts and with emotional regulation as well. When things come up, you say, okay, wait a minute, why am I feeling like this? Oh, okay, maybe that's not a very helpful way of thinking. Maybe the helpful way of thinking is not being judgmental about my thought pattern, and to just observe what's going on in my mind and in my emotions. And that often enough will make you even emotionally regulate better. What Eva was saying with the with breath work, like when all of these things come up, breath work and breath meditation is also a very common form of meditation. And if you take on for a count of 10, when you're feeling a certain emotion, like get really up, and you can just take some breaths, and that kind of calms you down if that emotion is anxiety or overwhelm or anger and so on. And this kind of thing helps so much. And it helps with sleep. You're able to kind of calm your mind in a way and helps you sleep. Uh, Empathy and self-love is very important because of things like the loving kindness meditation that I talked about. And it helps you tune into your emotions a little bit. Sometimes we feel empathy and self-love, but we can't actually frame it in that way because we don't really know that emotion, or naming that emotion is very helpful. It helps with focus a lot, especially focused meditation when you practice, because the whole point of meditation is to be aware of the present moment. Lots of times, which you'll experience right now when we meditate, your mind wanders, right? Your mind just goes off and starts to think about, oh, what do I have to do after work? Or what am I doing tomorrow? Or the appointments of the kids, or all of that. But the point of meditation is to bring back your focus to the present moment. You let these thoughts go and you watch them walk, like fly away, and then you bring back your focus. And when you're looking at you're doing focus meditation, you're looking, let's say, at the moon or a candle or fire or anything at all, and whatever you're trying to focus on in that moment, or the mantra that you're saying, even if in that mantra you're saying it, but then your mind wanders, the actual point of meditation is bringing our attention back to the present moment. And that is what meditation is about. This constant going and coming, this constant training of our mental muscle for focus. Again, like I said at the beginning, the whole point is not to not think of anything or to think of nothing. That process of getting distracted, bringing my focus back, thinking of something else, letting the thought go, bringing it back, that is the whole point of meditation. And focusing again our attention on the present moment and being aware. Hi, Mia, welcome. You've joined actually in a cool time, because that's when we're going to start meditating in very shortly.
Perfect. I love meditating. So, and I'm just happy to do it with you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. We were talking a little bit about the different types of meditation and the benefits of meditation, but I did ask a question before about what type of meditation you do, or if you have any kind of meditation practice, whether it's like a couple of minutes every few days or a specific practice, any form of self-awareness or present moment focus and reflection is welcome. So please share with us what you do for that. Mia?
Yes. What I typically do is, am I supposed, should I be sharing now? I just don't
Yes,
want to
please.
make the,
That's
okay.
totally fine. Go ahead.
What I typically do is I do it in the morning, each morning, and I only do it for 10 minutes. I never had the ambition of becoming, kind of, forgive the like, it almost doesn't make sense, but like an expert meditator. I just wanted a daily practice wherein I was able to sort of center the mindfulness aspect of life, where I could connect the mind and the body just a little bit. So what I do is I just go on to like a thing online called Great Meditation. I don't know if it's very good or special, but what it does is it offers visualizations. So I just play it. They usually offer like a daily one that's like 10 minutes. And, sometimes it's about your energy, and sometimes it's just a focus on breathing, but it sort of walks you through, and that's better for me than relying entirely on myself. I like to listen and then hear it being piped into my ear. So every morning I do it, and and I've been doing it for several years now, and I definitely know that I've grown as a person through this kind of daily engagement.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. I actually didn't know about Great Meditations. I'll look it up, or if you can send me a link, that would be great. I can check it out.
I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah,
I'm not like an expert, so I don't know if it's like better than any others that are out there, but it was free and it worked for me. And that's usually what works.
Thank you
If
so
it's
much
free
for
and it
sharing
works.
the way that you're doing it and what works for you. Again, the whole point is not also to be expert meditators or anything. I'm not also an expert meditation. I'm not certified as a meditation teacher. I'm working on that slowly but surely. But the whole point is to make meditation as accessible as possible and to do it whenever, wherever you are, and to come to it however you're feeling in those moments. And we talked also about the misconceptions before, so we can continue talking about that in a little bit. The last benefit that I wanted to talk about was the physical health, and I'm going to share something very interesting that I read at some point. Our brain gut and our brain body connection is very interesting. And what I learned is that oftentimes when your brain is stressed out or you're not feeling very well, it could have, of course, an impact on your stomach and on your gut, right? And we hear this a lot, and we see this a lot with people who get a little bit nauseous, or they get stomach pain when they have an upcoming exam or something's going on in their lives that's upsetting them, right? Like, oh, I don't feel so well because I'm so stressed and sad and all of that. But the interesting thing here is the percentage of how much your brain affects your gut is only 10%, right? That's why not everybody feels that way, right? There's maybe 10% effect of what your brain is having or is going through affecting your stomach. But the opposite reaction or the opposite relationship is 90%. So when something is going on wrong in your stomach or in your body, in your gut especially, it will affect your brain by 90%. And that's why a lot of times when people are nauseous or you have an upset stomach, you find yourself very agitated in that moment, or like, nobody talk to me, I'm pissed off, I'm not going to sit and joke or laugh with anybody, I'm just pissed off right now. And that's the mind stomach connection. And the reason I say this is that as much as we can to use our brains and use the focus and use the relaxation and calmness in our thoughts, in our minds, to relax our body, this will have a very direct effect on the stomach and on the gut and our overall health, obviously, because I mean, the science talks about it. I didn't want to turn this into a scientific conversation, really, but because of the lower stress, I mean, stress sends people to hospitals, and stress makes us not sleep and makes us not focus and makes us just like lose people and makes us fight and yell at everybody. So if we are able to manage stress a little bit more, just 1% better, using meditation, the physical and the somatic experiences of this stress regulation and emotional regulation is wonderful. And this is what I also wanted to talk about with this physical health piece. These are some tips and tricks. I've just kind of thought about these and put them on here that I want to talk about for the next only 5 minutes, and then we will start our meditation. These daily practice, please start very, very, very small. As Mia was saying, she's doing it in the morning and she's doing it for only 10 minutes. The whole point is not to do it for longer. You work up if you feel like you need that. If you do 10 minutes for 20 years, that's totally fine. If you feel like some days you need longer time and some days you need less time, that's again totally fine. The first one on here is actually to develop a habit of sitting. And I love that because you rewire your brain that at this time, every day or every week or whatever, I just sit down in this spot, in this place for 1 or 2 minutes. Just start by 1 minute a day. And it kind of develops this habit in your brain to break the ice of doing it in the first place. And this is the first thing that I even, a lot of trainers, physical trainers and exercise trainers are sharing. Get dressed into your, outfit of working out, put down the mat and just do 5 minutes of stretching and just go back to doing whatever you want. If you don't feel like working out in that moment, the whole point again is to develop a habit of doing it, right? And again, short meditations, 5 or 10 minute daily practice is totally fine. I often do 10 minutes as well. I often do 5 minutes. Sometimes I just do 1 minute of deep breathing and I'll call it a day. Try with guided meditations. Mia was saying she's using this link that she shared, but there's also some really cool apps. There's Calm, there's Headspace, and Insight Timer. Insight Timer is my favorite one. I really like it. You could also use YouTube videos, lots and lots of guided meditations that are recorded out there. I'll also share a couple of links in a little bit. Start with that. Don't let your mind wander and don't kind of just do it. Yeah, and Mia saying she has a favorite chair. She has a lovely view of the tree, of her favorite tree. So she sits in it and it calms her overall, because this is kind of how your brain has associated that chair with calm that you feel, that emotion you feel. So it's nice to always have a space and a spot to do that. And timing is everything, guys. Find the time that works best for you. I cannot do it in the morning, by the way. I've never been able to do that. Lots of time in the morning, I'm still a bit sleepy and groggy. I always do it my practice right before I go to sleep, and it helps me unwind and sleep better. But the thing is, if you're tired and if you're sleepy in either time, lots of times you might actually just fall asleep, which is not bad, because our brains, our brains want to sleep more than they want to meditate, right? This is like the physical body in that moment. We're just tired all the time. But if you find that maybe you have a lull during the day, or you have time that is free during the day, you can actually sit down and meditate for just a few minutes then at the office. When I used to go to the office, I used to have a small sign that says, "I'm meditating, please come back later." And I would actually meditate in my office for just 5 or 10 minutes during the day, maybe even multiple times in the day whenever I need it. Moving or activities, moving activities help check in. And I have this idea, or this thing that I do, where I check in with myself and I focus on the present moment whenever I'm walking through a door. Anytime I'm walking through a door frame, it triggers my mind to check in with myself and feel like, okay, how am I feeling? Am I breathing well? What am I having in this present moment, right? You can also trigger it one way or another for yourself. Sometimes, people, when they're brushing their teeth, at least you can do that twice a day, right? To just check in with yourself, look at yourself in the mirror and check in. How am I feeling? How's my breathing? Am I stressed, or is my body stressed or tense in any way? So that often helps me. You can also connect it with an activity. And you can also do these daily reminders. And these daily reminders obviously could be digital or on your phone or whatever. But you can also use environmental triggers. So I have my meditation cushion right next to my bed, so I see it before I go to sleep. Even if I'm very tired, I see it. So it reminds me, I'm like, okay, let me just sit for a couple of minutes. You can also use other kinds of environmental reminders in your space. You can write the words like check in with yourself, or how are you feeling in this moment, on different post-it notes everywhere around your apartment or in your office. And these are ways to remind yourself, because we could very, very easily forget how we are, how we're going about the day. Eva's saying she uses this application to connect in a stressful workday. Oh, thank you so much. Random distraction. It's cool. I'll check it out. All right, these are a couple of resources that I have. I will not actually go through any content at all after the meditation. We'll just meditate and we'll close the session. This is why I wanted to share the resources now before later. Insight Meditation Center is one of my favorite resources. They have an amazing podcast called Audio Dharma. The speaker, Gil Fronsdal, is one of the best, in my opinion, speakers on Vipassana and mindfulness meditation. But this website has all things free, recorded guided meditation, online events, full-on 6-week courses that are free. This website or their stuff is donation-based. You can also go through a 6-week mindfulness meditation, which is actually how I started to learn cognitively and intellectually about meditation. It's really wonderful. And you can also do it synchronously, kind of once a year, where they pair you up with a meditation teacher who works with you for 6 weeks, and you meet them once a week and they talk to you about your practice. It's an introductory course. They have these fantastic readings and books and lectures. And there's also the free mindfulness project, and they have, again, also free recorded meditations, silent recordings with some bells to keep you attentive, and also live online mindfulness sessions. I'm going to stop here to see if anybody has any questions before we start our meditation. Okay, get started. So we're going to do a meditation for like 15 minutes, which is all we have left right now. I wanted to share that at the end of the meditation, I'm going to play this bell. Did you hear that, Mia?
No, actually, I didn't hear the bell. That's
Okay,
interesting.
give me a second. Let me share my
Okay.
screen with audio. Okay, can you tell me if you've heard this bell?
Yes,
Yes.
that I heard. Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Fantastic. So I'm going to play that at the end of our meditation to let you know that we are done. Okay, I'm also going to let you know that you can close your video if you want. Just listen to the sound of my voice and as I guide you through our meditation. Actually, what we're going to be doing today is a combination of the different types of meditation that I was just talking about. So we will do a combination of gratitude meditation, which is focus and with mantras. And we're also going to do a body scan, as well as some awareness and mindfulness focus. And we'll end with some affirmations and then we'll close. So I'm going to start. Please sit comfortably wherever you are. Have a straight back, but do not arch your back or forcefully straighten it in any way. You can just take a second to find wherever your back and your spine is the most comfortable. Put both of your feet on the floor, and your hands, please rest them gently in your lap. And whenever you're ready, gently close your eyes. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. And with every exhale, I'd like you to try to sink deeper into your chair. So let's start with the first one. Deep breath in. And exhale. Feel yourself sinking deeper into your chair. Okay, last deep breath. Now allow your breath to return to your regular breathing. And let's start to focus on our thoughts. If any thoughts come up, I would like you to try to let them pass through like you're watching a movie. Let them pass through like a scene of a movie or a balloon that you're letting go into the sky. And point your attention to your breath as best you can. Feel your stomach rise and fall. Feel your chest rise and fall with every breath. If thoughts come, try not to engage with them at all and let them go like a balloon. Release them gently and bring your attention back to your breath. Feel the air going in and out of your nostrils as best you can. Now let's do a short body scan. I want you to turn your attention to your toes. First to your right foot. Feel your toes on the ground. Feel your feet. Take your attention all the way up to your calves. On the right calf, on your right leg first. Feel your shins and your knees. And mindfully and consciously allow your legs to relax. Your foot and your knees and your shins and your calves. Allow them to relax. Now point your attention up to your thighs. Feel the touch of your thighs on the chair. And gently allow your legs and your thighs to relax all the way down to your feet. Now point your attention to your left foot, your toes, your feet, your heel, up to the shins and the calves and the knees, up to your thighs. Feel where you are sitting on the chair. And allow your left leg to completely relax. Now point your attention to your glutes and your torso and your pelvic and the lower part of your stomach, all the way up to your abdomen and your chest and your whole torso. Hold that in your awareness. Think of your lower back and your shoulder blades all the way up to your shoulders and your neck. Let's take a moment here and allow ourselves to fully relax our back muscles, to let our stomach rest and to drop. And consciously give an order with our minds for this part of our body to completely relax. Focus on the tension in the neck. If there's any tension in the neck, I want you to mindfully and intentionally let it relax. Release any tension we have there. Now let's turn our attention to our right arm, going down our arm all the way to our elbow and to our hands and fingers. Allow your entire right arm to relax. Release any tension from the hands. Gently place your hands and allow them to be relaxed. Now let's point our attention to our left arm, all the way from the shoulder down to our arm and elbows, and down to your hand and fingers, and release any tension there. Now your full left arm is completely relaxed. And now point your attention to your neck and your throat, going up to your chin and your mouth. Unclench your jaw. Release any tension you have in your mouth or your lips or your jaws. Point your attention to your ears, to your nose, and now to the eyes where we hold a lot of tension. Make sure your eyes are gently closed. No tension around the eyes or the eyebrows. Mindfully relax your face. Going up to the forehead. Relax your forehead. Make sure there's no tension there. Turn your attention up to your head and your scalp. The top of your head, the back of your head. And release any tension that you have there in the temples. Now your head and your face are completely relaxed. Now hold your entire body into your awareness. Feel how more relaxed and heavier it seems to be now. Let's take a deep breath here. And exhale, feeling your body sink a little bit deeper. And now repeat quietly this gratitude, affirmations, and mantras. I am grateful to myself. I am grateful to have this moment of calmness, peace, and relaxation. I am grateful for my safety in this moment. I am grateful for having food and water. I am grateful for my home and for the roof over my head. I am grateful for my freedom. I'm grateful for the power to heal and transform. I am grateful to feel love, kindness, joy, sadness, anger, and all the emotions the mind and the heart can feel. I'm grateful to my body. I am grateful to my senses. I'm grateful to be able to allow to move and to get places. Appreciation lights up my face, my mind, and my life. I'm grateful to those around me that bring me joy and peace. I'm grateful to my mind, my intellect, and my thoughts. I am grateful for the opportunities to grow and learn from my experiences. I'm grateful for my inner voice that guides me. I'm grateful for the beauty of nature around me. I am thankful for the strength that I find in difficult situations. I'm thankful for the moments of connection and understanding with others. I am grateful for the love and kindness I give and receive. I am grateful for the money I have. I am grateful to have material possessions. I am grateful for who I am. Let's take a deep breath here. And I want you to gently notice, just notice and observe how you're feeling in this moment. Do not judge how you're feeling. Do not have opinions about it. Just simply observe how your feelings and emotions are in this moment. Let's give thanks to the circumstances that have allowed you and given you the chance to sit in silence and to be grateful. Everything that has made it possible to sit quietly, to give this moment and to give this time to yourself, to the silence and the calm. I am grateful for that. And with that, take a final deep breath. And smile. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes, start to wiggle your toes, move your fingers. Start to look around you a little bit, move your legs. We've come to the end of our meditation. Thank you so much for joining me and for being here. I hope this meditation was helpful and that you benefited from it or got a chance of calmness and stillness out of it. You're most welcome, Mia. Thank you so much for coming. And please remember to fill in the evaluation for the session. Oh, thank you, Mia. I appreciate that. I'm happy to hear it. I'm very happy to hear that, Eva. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, Shahinez. I'm glad it was helpful for everybody and that it was peaceful and it was warm. Thank yourselves also for giving yourself this time for yourself to meditate and to be grounded and centered in this moment. And with that, I will wish you a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye. Hope to see
Bye.
you again.